Hello and welcome to Ask MandR episode 326, a series where I answer your questions about Lego Star Wars, and many other things. If you have a question or topic for next week's episode, leave it in the comments section below. Hit the like button while you're there, and let's get into it with our first question from Rat Oh Boy, who says, I think you should build the canceled UT-AT like you did for the Yavin 4 Rebel base. And I love this idea. It's an idea that's been on my board for a while, but I'm going to tell you why it hasn't happened yet. So when it came to recreating Yavin a few years ago, there were a couple advantages I had with that. First off, there was more than one image of the set, so we had multiple different angles to play with to try to make sure that I had the exact correct parts, because I was trying to build a one-to-one copy of the prototype. That was what was cool about it to me, not just necessarily having something that looks close to it. I'm still 3 years later not quite there. There are a few changes I think I need to make to that original build still, but I'm pretty dang close and I'm happy with that, right? And something that you're not going to be able to do with this UT-AT is have any sort of idea what the interior looks like. You just have this one exterior shot, and having an alternate angle shot wouldn't be super important here because it is more or less just a symmetrical build on the exterior, so you can just copy over what you have on one side to the other and you've got it. But we also can't see the backside of the UT-AT, so building that could be a little bit difficult. The other thing with Yavin, though, is that some other people in the community had already gone through and basically created the instructions, created 3D models in renders on Mecha Bricks or whatever that I was able to go in and use and try to figure out what went where in the next year, I promise. Sans GC says, what is it like to collect every battle droid?
Wouldn't you like to know, Weather Boy?
Danny says, thoughts on the Minecraft movie, and if LEGO makes sets, how should they do the characters? Traditional Minecraft figs with the blockheads or regular LEGO figures with no blockheads? So this is a tough question because I don't think you could go wrong either way if you're LEGO, but okay, if you're living under a rock, Minecraft is making a live-action movie, which is wild. They should have probably just done an animated movie.
Thank you, Villager number 4.
Basically, you have human characters as the Minecraft characters. Like, they're not blocky at all. Jack Black is Steve, like, himself. And so, like, for example, if LEGO were to make a figure of Jack Black's character from Star Wars, they would make him look like a normal figure. And so if they're making a figure of Jack Black from Minecraft who looks the exact same as Jack Black from Star Wars, bar an outfit change, then it should theoretically be a normal figure. So I'm really curious to see what they do, I guess assuming they make movie sets, although I don't really know why they wouldn't, but it'll be interesting to see what the answer to this is for sure. Andersaurus Rex says, do you think LEGO puts named characters in battle packs to discourage army building? Absolutely not. I think they just put named characters in battle packs from time to time because they lack like the planning to put it in another set, or it's just the set that it fits in. It's not ideal, but probably from their point of view, and kind of from my point of view as well, is it's better to have it exist than not. Now, there is, of course, the downside to that, where if you are someone who wants to buy multiples of battle packs to army build, now that's worse for that, but that's also not everyone, right? Like, there are plenty of people that will buy one of a battle pack and be perfectly happy and not care that there's a named character. But the idea that LEGO would do that to discourage army building, while I would say they certainly don't encourage it in the way that they used to, would be a bit silly to me because you're just losing out on purchases. Essentially, when you include a named character in a battle pack, you're actually reducing the amount of sales that set will get, probably. Maybe, like, on average, the fan that would army build would buy 5, and now they'll buy 1. Would buy 6, now they'll buy 1. And so it's not always these, like, ridiculous numbers that I'm talking about, you know what I mean? But on the margins, people are buying less. But the point is, no, I don't think they do it, like, purposefully as, like, a malice thing necessarily. Umbrella Guy says, ask MandR, will you quit LEGO Star Wars if they switch to digital-only instructions? And my answer is my favorite line that I get to say about once a year, and that is that I'm basically the most inelastic consumer you will meet. I'm gonna buy one of every set every year. My goal in life is to complete my collection. I make my living off of making LEGO Star Wars content. I basically will not quit. I also really enjoy it, you know? As much as I don't enjoy some aspects, I love LEGO Star Wars and I want to see it be better, you know? The real question though, isn't like, will I quit? Because I won't quit. The answer is like, how many people would actually stop buying that aren't me? Because I'm one person, I buy one sail barge, but let's say 500 of you now wouldn't buy a sail barge if they weren't including physical instruction manuals. That means something, right? That means a lot more than me not buying one. So I think it's a much better question to like pose to you guys than me, because I'm one person, I'm one sail, versus the crowd of people out there that really doesn't want LEGO to switch to digital only instructions, that would be really upset about it, that might actually up and take their money elsewhere, which would be bad for me because I'd probably lose viewership. Ty the Movie Guy says, what's the next lightsaber GWP you want to see? Personally, I want to see Darth Maul's lightsaber, but it might be too big. I wouldn't worry about it being too big. The cost on those has got to be astronomically low. We're talking $3, $4, $5 for Lego to make. And then they're attaching them to $500, $850 UCS sets. So I don't think Darth Maul's would be out of the question just because it's a little bit bigger than the others, you know what I mean? So I think Darth Maul's definitely could be a great one. I also think Count Dooku's, just because of the uniqueness of the shape, would be a fantastic one for them to do, although I wonder if they could still create the same exact stand to hold the Count Dooku one, or if they'd actually have to change the stand design. I actually appreciated the consistency in the stand design from one lightsaber to another, but we might lose that. But then again, the first one had a different stand, so it doesn't matter anyway. Just make Count Dooku's, screw the stand. I suppose if we're being real here, though, the most likely next lightsaber hill is probably like Ahsoka Tano's, like just a big character for Lego Star Wars that they do a lot with. It's something Disney's doing a lot with, so that one would probably be the most likely one, although I think Count Dooku's and Darth Maul's, like you said, would be at the top of my list. Jack Smith has one of the best set ideas of all time, and he says, all the talk for a Revenge of the Sith diorama is for a Mustafar duel or Palpatine's arrest. When there's a clear best option, which is a Grievous duel, y'all are passing up on a printed hello there tile, and that's just wild. You, sir, are a genius. I don't think I've seen anyone else have this idea, and it's just wonderful. Just from the top of my memory, remembering the Obi-Wan and Grievous fight, there's not a lot for them to do for the build, and that's why I don't think the set would actually exist. But like, just on a flat surface, Grievous fighting Obi-Wan, maybe they could do the thing that fell down and crushed the Gamorrean, not the Gamorrean guards, the Magna guards. That maybe could be the build. I don't know, because there's not a lot of landscaping there. It's just like the platform. Ooh, maybe they build the platform that Obi-Wan is hanging off, and then you have Grievous, and Obi-Wan has the blaster to shoot. Ooh, that could maybe work. I don't know. Try to make it make sense. Next question from FVTV says, what is the current state of your collection? Are you trying for a full sealed collection of every set, or just one of every set, regardless of being sealed or not? So we're actually going to go upstairs, and I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about it at my computer up there, because that's where I have the information on it. So first thing, the goal is not to own every Lego Star Wars set sealed in box at the same time. I have no desire to do that at all, although right now I do have a lot of sets sealed in box. Like a lot more than I really want to have sealed in box. No, really, a lot more than I want to have sealed in box. It's actually absurd. But all of the sets that you see sealed in box are future content on the channel, future reviews, future comparisons, some comparisons that should have happened a year ago. But the point is, it's all stuff that I want to make content on, and in doing so, it adds a little check to my collection. I get to add that set and that set and that set to my collection as I review it. And I'm trying to basically do it like that. So I've been super fortunate and have had the ability to buy all of these sets sealed in box, some of which before they reach some of the absurd prices they're at today, some of which at the absurd prices they're at today. It's a bit of a mixed bag. Dollar cost averaging, I guess, is our friend. But because ideally every set I will have reviewed on the channel will have come from a brand new sealed box, I then add that set to my personal collection of like the complete set. It's got the complete build, all of the figures. Figures make their way as of now into these bags. At some point they'll have a better display. I'm just not super concerned with that right now, but they're separated by year. I recently went through all of this, so like any figure you see here should be of a set that I already did a review on, and these are like the final ones that are in my collection for life, hopefully. Like brand new condition, good to go, good to put on a display, whatever the case is. And so about a month ago, I created a new Brickset account. I named it MandR Complete, I think, because this account I made to specifically track everything that I have exactly in my collection that is mine, if that makes sense. Because I actually have a lot more than what I ticked off on there. Like, I already own a complete collection of every Lego Star Wars figure that I bought from someone else, but I bought it for my business, not for me. And so that collection of figures is separate from the collection of figures that you saw separated by year that all have come out of and will continue to come out of sealed boxes like so, and get, oh, maybe not that one, but that one, and get added into my collection. Even if I already had this set, I bought it the day it came out on Force Friday 2016, but I've sold it and I bought a sealed one so that I have something in perfect condition because it was so dusty. Like, that's what I've really been doing over the past few years and will continue to do until it's done, basically. I think you guys would prefer that I screen record this instead of holding my phone in front of it, huh? So let me set this up real quick. So like I was saying, I went through my entire collection and I also cross-referenced with what I had made reviews of and what I owned like in perfect condition. So if I didn't own it in like perfect condition, I've already done a lot of that, but I would put it aside to sell, buy a sealed one. And I've been doing that for years, especially as I was moving, but I kind of finalized that the other week or whatever. But like a lot of builds and sets in here, like the Geonosis Starfighter. This is a review I absolutely have to redo. I have to get a new version of that. It ought to be here if I owned it sealed, and I don't, so it says I want it because I don't have like the perfect final version for my lifelong collection yet. And I need to redo the review. I reviewed this set in 2011, but, you know, the image doesn't look the best. The background wall definitely feels like 2011, and this is not what I want to be like the final review of this set on my channel for life. So I need to make a new version of the review at some point. And to do that, I need to buy the set sealed. And once I have the set sealed, I also have the set for my collection. And it's kind of like knocking out 2 or 3 things at once. So let's, I guess you guys probably want to hear me. So let's see.
Hey guys, it's MandR here. I'm here with a review this time on
I still talk fast then, so that's good.
the 7959 Geonosis Starfighter. It's just epic. I got it for
It is epic, I agree.
at Toys R Us.
Yeah,
Yes,
there's Toys R Us 10% increase.
they already marked up the price, unfortunately. But this one is pretty good now that I have it and can...
Oh, we're getting a hurricane warning right now. Hurricane warning, guys. Oh boy. So I also went in and added notes to a lot of these. So if I have done what I consider to be my final review of a set, like the gunship and the ATTE, this battle pack, Pre-Visual Starfighter, Jabba's Palace, I didn't review. But like I put notes there so that I know if I reviewed it or I know if I haven't. So like let's show a good example because I actually just reviewed this one and did not update it. I guess I updated it. Plo Koon Starfighter, reviewed, never mind. So the Desert Skiff I just reviewed. It's done. Check. Box done, and that's it. That's the set's done for life, whatever, other than like the comparison video I want to do on it. So that's kind of how I've started to track the collection. And then I think they should give me a percentage of sets I don't own. So this here says I own 68% of all the Star Wars sets, and I want 195 of them. So if we click into this, yeah, I guess it's all separated. Let me just go to the top and press my wanted. So that percentage is fairly misleading because there are some sets that I actually already own or have reviewed, and I just like didn't check that I own it because I couldn't confirm that I owned everything in it when I was going back through my collection. And then there's some of them that like I have owned in the past and have reviewed in the past, but need to redo, need to get a new one of. And so like I think I owned all of these sets that you see here, except for the buildable figures. And I just need to get new ones, basically new in box at some point. So this is everything that I like intend to still buy brand new in the box, which is and isn't a lot. And like some of the stuff here, like 3-in-1s, like whatever. Oh, I actually did pick up this one recently at Florida Man's Toys, so that one's off the list now. Hopefully I've done a decent enough job explaining to you kind of what I'm doing, but the goal isn't to own every set sealed at once. I don't want to do that. I want to own every set sealed, but open it, if that makes more sense to you. Like everything that I'll have will have been brought in brand new condition and then put into cases or at least stored completely dust free so that I have something perfectly clean for my collection for life. And that is basically the goal, is to own everything that I can, bar like some of the super rare, super expensive stuff that you'll just never get, whatever, and for it to all be in new condition and to have reviewed it as it was brand new in the box on the channel. So that's the state of the collection, and we're at like technically 70% of the way there, but really as far as like having actually opened and built it and reviewed it, we're much further away. So content for years. Captain Fordo, I've got a quick answer for you. He says, if LEGO was to redo the Kashyyyk Scout Trooper, do you think we would get the original mold for the helmet, or do you think they would give us the modern Imperial Scout helmet? So to save money, I think LEGO would actually end up using the Scout Trooper helmet mold over the actual correct mold that they already made for Kashyyyk Troopers and had been using. We saw the Imperial Scout Trooper mold used on the Kashyyyk Trooper for that LEGO Star Wars video game thing that ended up having like the correct Captain Rex and Fox designs, and potentially has the 2024 Plo Koon design that uses the old mold. So to me, it stands to reason that a lot of those things have been correct. It's very likely when LEGO remakes a Kashyyyk Scout Trooper, hopefully in the summer of 2024, it'll use the Imperial Scout Trooper helmet.
We need to be going up, not down.
Impressionable says, do you think we'll ever see a Bounty Hunter pack like set 75167 again? It seems like there's some potential, especially with figures we haven't had in a while, like Zam Wessel. I really feel like some minifig packs, or I don't think they should call them battle packs if they're not army builders, but that's just a personal gripe I have. But more $20 sets like that Bounty Hunter battle pack would be absolutely killer. And when you wrote this comment, in my head, I was like, This would, like, we haven't had Count Dooku in forever. People are dying for Count Dooku. Lego could make a Sith pack just like they did with the Bounty Hunter pack and include a Count Dooku, a Darth Maul, a Darth Sidious, and maybe a Savage Opress might be a good 4. Really, though, this is where those Lego store exclusive minifig packs that they came out with back in 2022 would be perfect. You just release the character packs as $15 sets at Lego stores, and it's perfect. Like, no problems. But they don't do that because they want you to buy the more expensive stuff. It's just how it is. Our next question from Johnny Boy, who says, if you want to collect all of the 25th anniversary minifigs, should you get all of them, or how long is it safe to wait on them? All of the 25th anniversary sets, including, I guess I have part of the build here, the battle pack, should be available through the end of next year, as far as I'm seeing from like the current rumored retiring lists. So you should be able to get all of these figs with their respective sets for at the very least a year and 3 months in the case of QT, KT, and even longer, obviously, with the other ones that will have been out even longer by the time the end of next year comes. Now, real quick, I'm going to go minifig by minifig and give you my opinion on what like price you should pay for its respective set. So first up, QT, KT, that's going to have to be a full price buy at the Lego store. It's a Lego store exclusive, Lego.com exclusive, and those types of sets don't always go on sale. There's no guarantee. Maybe wait for it to have double VIP points or whatever, or a nice promo, but the QTKT is going to have to be a full price buy, essentially. Saw Gerrera is in the $70 Darth Maul Sith Infiltrator. That one's a Walmart set. It very likely will see a rollback, hopefully, kind of soon. Like the General Grievous Starfighter is a really good example in my head where it kind of just never went on sale at Amazon or Walmart. It never got like the normal rollback. And so there's a chance, I think it's been quite a while now that set's been out and it's still not on sale or on rollback. So I would keep your eye on that Sith Infiltrator if you're going to buy that set, because just over time it might not actually go on sale. And if it doesn't, you're basically banking on clearance, which can sell out fast because people will see half price clearance and buy them all, and that's just how it works, and you can't really avoid that. You can't time it because you never know when things will go on clearance all the time. Now, the $100 R2 with Darth Malak definitely seems like a set that could be $80 on Amazon, you know, come April of next year, or be on sale at the Lego store from May 4th of 2024. So Darth Malak, I would hold out a little bit longer on. I'd also check eBay. I feel like that's the type of set that would be getting resold on eBay a lot, and just the price would be pretty far under retail. The Tantive 4 Hallway is already on sale on Amazon. I'll put my affiliate link in the description below, but I want to say it was like $45 instead of $55, and I feel like that's a pretty fair price for the Tantive 4 Hallway. The 9 nub figure in the $80 Desert Skiff. Oh boy, this is a tough one. Yeah, wait for that one to go on sale. And then you have the $170 Star Destroyer. I think it's $170, an Amazon exclusive, which hopefully would mean it would get some type of Prime deal, but that's assuming you have Prime. So with the Amazon exclusive stuff, it's like totally hit or miss, but they'll usually go on sale at some point. Like Vader's Castle was on sale for $103 quite a bit, I think. And then finally, we have the Target exclusive Young Leia and Lola in the $100 Droid Builder set. That's another clearance buy for sure. I think these two are going to be some of the easiest, cheaper ones to get because they'll be on clearance or on deep discount. Like Target on a Black Friday, maybe not this Black Friday, maybe next Black Friday, but that just feels like the type of set that Target would be selling for like $60 because they'll do good Black Friday sales with some sets. So there's my 2 cents on those. Hopefully that's some good advice for you. Look, I can't guarantee you'll get the result that I'm looking for you here. I'm just trying to give you the best advice I can based on, you know, what has happened in the past. If you want the case to hold all your figs, use code MandR, get extra 5% off. Next question from Ruckus says, curious why you thought the 2019 Millennium Falcon was a skip. I heard that it's the best play scale model of the Falcon yet. And I actually think I might do it this year and do a more in-depth video about 5 Lego Star Wars sets you should buy before they retire and 5 sets you shouldn't buy. But the Falcon, let's talk about it. So it's the one from The Rise of Skywalker. It's 5 years old. But with inflation accounted for, the price is kind of fair now. Plus, it's always on sale for like $127. So it's not unfairly priced at all if you're buying it for $127. You're not getting a bad deal. You're not buying a bad Millennium Falcon. You're not getting bad minifigs. You get Bolio. You get that nice Lando. Like, there are really positive aspects to buying that Millennium Falcon. But I would argue the Dark Falcon is way cooler looking, but the real reason I wouldn't buy the 2019 one right now is that it really has been like 15 years since Lego Star Wars released an original trilogy Millennium Falcon playset. And so I think when the next refresh of the playset Falcon comes out and it's at the $170, $80, $90 range, it will be an original trilogy one. It just has to be. I'm hoping it'll be kind of Return of the Jedi base, so you get that Return of the Jedi Lando, 9 nub, etc., etc. But it doesn't really matter. I just think the next Falcon will be the best one.
These are the best and most capable iPhones we've ever made.
So I'm definitely not saying skip because it's bad or you can't get it for a good price right now. I'm just like, there's better stuff probably coming, and it would probably be a cleaner looking version of the Millennium Falcon with like the original trilogy, just all gray look instead of the mixture of grays that they have on that sequel trilogy one. McFlurry Bro says, the UCS AT-AT is not listed on the retiring soon tab on the LEGO website. Do you think it is still retiring? Yeah, the retiring soon tab on the LEGO website is garbage. It will occasionally have some correct retiring soon sets, but it's mostly just like a third or a half of the sets that are actually retiring, and then a bunch might be a surprise to you because it doesn't say it there. But these lists that come from I think they come from like retailers or like actually the Lego store, and it says when the sets are retiring at the Lego store in the system or whatever, and that's how the people figure it out. There's some way that's figured out, and it's done in a very legitimate way where it's like real information basically, so it might not be listed there, but that list is definitely not a complete list if history is any indicator. If you guys enjoyed this episode, hit the like button. If you have a question or topic or an answer to whether or not you'd stop buying Lego Star Wars if they stopped putting physical instruction manuals in sets, drop it in the comments section down below. Subscribe if you're new here, and you can check out my Lego Jabba's Sail Barge or Luke's Lightsaber review on the end screen now. See ya.